Hi everyone. So today we're going to work on nouns and how to make them plural. This involves changing a little bit of spelling at times. So we will do some practice and I will give you the top 6 rules. There are 6 ways to go from one to more than one. A noun is a person, place, or thing. Remember that. Singular means we only have one. Plural means we have more than one. Rule number 1, most, not all, most nouns will become plural if we just add an S. For example, boy becomes boys. Book becomes books. Desk, one desk, becomes desks. School becomes schools, more than one. Rule number 2, nouns that end in CH, SH, X, S, SS, and O, we're not just adding an S anymore. We have to add an ES. So I recommend memorizing those endings so you know when you're adding an ES. Bush becomes bushes. Box becomes boxes. Church becomes churches. Kiss becomes kisses. So please memorize those endings so you know when to add the ES and not just the S. Rule number 3, we're adding a little bit more. Now, in addition to an ES, we have to change a letter and add a V. Okay, so any words that end in F or FE, if they are a noun and we want to make them plural, they change to VES. Wives, for example, becomes wife becomes wives. Okay, wolf becomes wolves. Shelf becomes shelves. You can see they all initially ended in an F or an FE, and then we changed the F to the V and added the ES. Rule number 4, some nouns will change the entire middle of the word. So you're basically changing the entire word. For example, mouse, one mouse becomes mice. One goose becomes 2 geese. One ox becomes 2 oxen. One fish, 2 fish. Do you see it doesn't change. Fish and deer are the exceptions to this. 1 deer, 2 deer. They do not change forms, okay? We talk about them in the same way as we do in the singular. We do the same thing in the plural. They do not change forms. Cactus to cacti, okay? Man to men, woman to women. And you can tell the pronunciation now changes a little bit from woman to women. Child to children. That too changes a little bit. We change the first syllable. Tooth, teeth. Foot, feet. Sheep is just like fish and deer. It does not change form. Rule number 5, nouns that end in a consonant letter. Anything that's not a vowel. And Y. We're going to drop the Y and add an IES. For example, sky ends in Y. To make it plural, we add an IES and drop the Y, and we have skies. Puppy, same situation. With a Y, becomes puppies with an IES. Fly, with a Y, becomes flies with an IES. Rule number 6, some nouns do not change when we make them plural. Like I told you, with deer, with fish, with sheep, it does not change. They stay the same. Wheat is another one of those words. It will always be wheat. Wheat is something you eat. It's like in bread, for example. It's what bread is made of. Deer, like I told you, stays deer. Fish will stay fish. Corn will also stay corn. So these will not change the spelling. They will stay this way, whether you talk about 1 piece of wheat, 2 pieces of wheat, 1 deer, 2 deer, 1 fish, 2 fish, 1 corn, 2 corn. So with wheat and corn, we're changing the number. For example, one piece of wheat, piece is singular, and that is describing the wheat, okay? How many we have of the wheat. When we want to have more than one wheat, we say pieces or some wheat, okay? We're going to use different words, a different part of English to explain how we have a plural with those words. I will talk about that in a later lesson. So make the plural mouse. Remember, it's mice. Fly is what? Flies. Pen, it ends in a consonant. It's pens. Flash ends in an SH. So remember, we have to add an ES because of that SH. Rice will stay rice, like corn and wheat. Life becomes lives. Why? Because it ends in an FE. So to make it plural, we make it VES. All right. So you can find these words anywhere. The more you read, the more you see of them. And the more you see of them, the more you recognize them. The more you recognize them, the more words you learn, the better you can speak and read and write. I hope this helped a little bit. And here's some more practice if you want to pause the screen and write down some of these for memory. So you can do your own practice by writing these down and trying to figure out how to make them plural based on the 6 rules that I just gave you. Map will become maps, watch becomes watches, city becomes cities, dictionary becomes dictionaries, person becomes people. So we change the middle. Boy becomes boys. Child becomes children. Class becomes classes. Shelf becomes shelves. Mouse becomes mice. Woman becomes women. Student becomes students. Box changes to boxes, and match changes to matches. A wolf or a fox. So if you think of this as a fox, it changes to foxes. If it's a wolf, it changes to wolves, but it's a fox. Foxes. Child becomes children. City becomes cities. Because it ends in a Y, we add the IES. Fish, remember this is a special one, becomes fish. It does not change. And that's it for how to form plurals for today. Again, practice as much as you can and stay tuned for more videos like this.